Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back. Oh, I know you hate that factor, but you ain't gotta look at me like that. I said you ain't gotta look at me like that.
What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at?
You ain't gotta look at me like that. I said you ain't gotta look at me like that.
What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at?
All right.
Welcome to That's Incredible with Just Incredible. I'm Jay Fox. That's Steve the Sheik over here. This is episode 2. This is definitely going ahead and heading to the pay window for a lot of people who bet against this and said this wouldn't happen for a second round because God knows we've had plenty of haters on that route, haven't we now?
Yep.
I don't look at it.
I didn't bet.
I've heard it from both ends, but it's all good because we've already proved them wrong by doing one. We're already here again. We're doing it. We're loud and proud, and there is a lot to talk about. So let's just dive right on into this. First off, the elephant in the room, the Super Bowl last night.
Ooh.
Let's hear it. Come on, big man.
It's one of the worst. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, man.
That's what I said,
Might
big
be
man.
one of the worst first halves ever, man. I'm sorry. Horrible
It was
first half.
brutal. It was not fun. It was a good defensive game if you're into that kind of stuff. But traditionally, Super Bowls have always been this way. I wasn't expecting anything else other than it to be the way it was. So, you get what it is what it is. I came out losing $7 after all was said and done. So could have been worse, could have been better, but at least I didn't enjoy it. So we have that for us. But
There you go. And
importantly,
you called it last week. You said it would be a defensive game. It would be a low-scoring game. It wouldn't get out of the 30s. It would not be a blowout. It was a very tight game. It was very back and forth. The defensive lines were on their A game. It was Iron Curtain on both sides. It was a very ground and pound. It was more like, if you could compare it to wrestling, it was like a British Strong style match.
it was the
Right
shit.
there.
It was boring, bro, because they weren't even running. Other than Seattle, they really weren't running the ball all that effectively. But it is what it is. More importantly, I think, coming out of this was the halftime show was a little bit more exciting thing to talk about other than that shitty game. What was your opinion on that?
I loved it.
I want that truck.
No
I love
truck.
that truck. Yes.
Really?
Who doesn't like a classic?
Which halftime show did you watch?
The bad
I
The
watched.
Bad Bunny one?
I
I didn't watch the Kid Rock one.
I watched both. To be perfectly honest, I'm not into Kid Rock. I mean, I'm into Kid Rock personally. I like his music.
Oh, yeah.
The other performers he had with him, I'm not familiar with at all. It's not my style of music. That being said, I thought they did a great job. I thought it was more for my kind of audience, even though I don't like country really that much. But again, and I do like some Bad Bunny songs. I just thought it was, I don't know, it was just not my style, not my taste. It is what it is. But it was. I always look at my 25-year-old son Nick, or some kind of you can give two shits either way, and he was like, I could see why people were a little turned off because some of it was cool. The production was great. I thought the production was amazing on the Bad Bunny set.
The appearance of Lady Gaga came out there too, which appealed to the kids.
It was I don't know. It's all too much. I just think I would really like to see on a stage like that. I would have preferred to see Green Day because I'm a big Green Day fan, for example.
Yeah.
They opened the show, and I would have rather seen them do the Super Bowl. But I get what the demographic they're going for. They're going younger, but you also got to think too. There's a part of the population, like my wife's uncle and aunt, who are in their 80s, and they have no idea what's going on. There's millions of people that are watching the show in all parts of the country, older people especially, that have no idea what's going on. So
Right.
I think they should just somewhere down the line find an act more like a Beyonce or a Prince or a Michael Jackson back in the day. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that was my take. I didn't think either one was bad. Like I said, I like Kid Rock as an artist, but the other country music folk I wasn't a huge fan of. Neither one was my real cup of tea, put it that way. So,
Right.
anyways, this man was
Let me ask you a
underserved.
question. What was your favorite Super Bowl halftime show of all time? I mean, you've seen a lot of them.
Oh,
I've seen a lot of them. Steve, you've seen
Prince.
what's the best?
Prince, 100%.
I think it's Prince. I'm going to rank Prince up there, and I'm going to tie it with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, mine's Michael Jackson.
Prince was
You're not going to pick
amazing, and you could just tell the gods, the football gods and the weather gods, were all on the side of Prince. He's singing "Purple Rain," and it's literally downpouring during that.
There was poetic justice right there. It was great. It was
yeah, and he's one of the best live performers of all time. So, he
110% God rest his soul.
He sang his songs. He played his songs. No recordings. To me, that's an artist. So I love Prince. But yeah, it was entertaining. It was just for what it was. The commercials were the shit, I think, too.
Did you see that one? Did you see that one commercial with the Jewish kid being bullied?
There was so much, and
Talk
I'm
about
not gonna
propaganda.
I'm not going with propaganda and the politicals, but by God, I've seen so many political subliminal messages in those.
It's insane.
Like, come on.
Let's just watch football,
Yeah, I think
for
sure.
I'm just waiting for a celebrity to come out and endorse to read.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
I'm
was
not
your
wanting
favorite
a message
commercial?
from ICE. I mean, come on now. God
I didn't have a favorite commercial. I honestly didn't care about it. Really, I thought it was again.
I didn't.
They spent a lot of money doing a lot of things like Dunkin' Donuts ad. I saw ripoff from the 80s and 90s sitcoms with Ben Affleck and Jen Aniston and those cats. It was, bro. Again, you're spending millions and millions of dollars, and I don't even understand.
Isn't it like $1 million a minute?
It is like $3 million every 60 seconds. Am I somewhere around there?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's a little crazy.
I noticed no WWE commercials.
Oh God, no!
Not
I
one.
mean, WWE's Super Bowl's around the corner. Our Super Bowl season, as you want to call it, like we said, wrestling fans' Super Bowl season, of course, WrestleMania season. Ours is upon us, and we'll use this to segue into the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. Steve, you called it. Roman Reigns.
I know it.
You called it. God.
That's all I'm saying.
We knew it was going to set up, which I knew it was going to set up for him going for that world title, because I feel like this is his last hurrah. Justin, what do you think?
I don't know. Honestly, all I know is all my predictions were wrong. It tells you what I know, right? No, look, I thought the Rumble was, I thought I can't believe I'm going to say this. I don't hate it, but I can't believe I'm going to say this. I thought the women's, which I never liked. Not that there's anything wrong with the way they wrestle, but I've never been a fan of women's wrestling. I don't know why, but I thought the women's Royal Rumble was actually a bit more entertaining than the men. I thought the men was just okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it either. Just predictable, no real surprises, and I'm just not excited about the crop of guys that they have. It's like I've seen most of these matches. I don't care about most of these matches. So to me, it was just like, whatever. I'm not excited for WrestleMania, really. I mean, Drew McIntyre doesn't excite me. Roman Reigns doesn't excite me. CM Punk and CM Punk. I mean, again, we're missing something. The John Cena's of the world are being missed at this point. The Undertakers are being missed, and that's going to be a problem going forward. I mean, they're doing a great build with Gunther as a heel,
Right.
but that's going to take time. That doesn't happen
I
overnight.
think that's their best. That's their pet project right now. That's their best work right now. Is what
They
I think.
needed to be doing this. They needed to be doing this a long time.
Oh yeah,
and I'm
Brock
glad they're
Lesnar
doing it.
said this the best. Brock Lesnar said it in an interview a long time ago. He said somebody needs to step up,
Yeah.
get out there, get over, and become a star. Or else it's just a clown.
It's a lot easier said than done. But
Right.
anyway, it is what it is.
But that leads into a question that I wanted to ask, and I'd asked Steve about this, and I had asked, Jim Ross. We both know Jr. We both know Jr. has said maximize your minutes. We both know that Jr. has spoken about maximize your minutes and do the best you can with the time. Okay, well when you're so micromanaged, nowadays promos do not be written. Nowadays your promos are written for you. You got X amount of time to memorize them. You have an agent who has scripted your match, move for move for move for move for move. From the time you hit the curtain to go out, from the time you hit the curtain to go in, you got 6, 8, 8.5, 9.5 to the second time of what you're going to do. How are you supposed to rise above and get over if you are so micromanaged to that extent? And then they can look at you and say, well, we're going to cut you because you can't get over. Well, how are you supposed to get over when you're so micromanaged? This isn't like it was in your day.
Well, even in my
How do
day,
you maximize your minutes when you are so micromanaged to the second of what words you're going to say on camera, what position you're going to stand in, what you're going to wear, what you're going to look like, what move you're going to execute, how you're going to look into a camera? How do
how
you
you're going to
expect?
look. Listen,
You can't. There's no room for individuality.
nobody's going to get over. That's what's going to happen.
But they're going to point the finger right at you and be like, you didn't get over. The fans don't like you because that's... Well, you don't give me a chance to go out there and do me.
I think I don't know if this is it. I certainly never had the opportunity. I had the opportunity early on in X Factor where I did get some input on my own music. I got some input on the presentation, but I don't know if kids get that these days. I think they should. I think there needs to be a more collaborative effort between the creative and the talent. But I don't see that happening, and I don't know, man. I don't see anybody.
I can look at a couple and I can say, okay, this guy's put his own self. Logan Paul, for instance, he's a guy I can look at and say that guy has put. He has some
whatever
creative
he wants. He has
creative
carte blanche to kind of nobody's gonna if they yell at him or if they even say, look, you're fired. He just, you know what I mean?
He's not going to care.
He's not going to care. And there's certain guys that rely on this, on every second of this to feed their family. And
But doesn't he almost like come with like a Prime deal is like a Slim Jim deal with Macho Man? It's like Prime and Logan Paul, Slim Jim, Macho Man. Isn't it really like?
No. See, Logan Paul owns Prime. Macho didn't own Slim Jim. He was just
right, but still, you got a huge sponsorship right there. You're gonna
but he didn't own the company. The company's worth billions. Macho wasn't worth billions. Logan Paul is worth billions. He owns Prime. It's different.
Yeah. Right. But
Can't
then
compare
you got
the
guys
two.
like Gunther. Now Gunther, he is. You can tell he's been put in on his stuff. You can tell he's got some. You can tell which guys have creative control and which ones are being told what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. You can definitely see.
I don't think Gunther has creative control because he's lost matches.
No, I don't mean like
I'm
that.
talking about like look and presentation.
Presentation stuff.
Like overall, like what they're going to wear and shit.
Well, they asked him to lose weight because he was bigger.
I think he's putting it back on too, if you ask me. He looks
He
bigger.
has, but I mean, they asked him to do that. They said if we're going to push you, you're going to have to drop some weight, and he's done good with that. So
he has, and he's an absolute tank, and he's definitely a guy you
But the thing with him is he's
there's
aging.
not a lot of money in this world you can get me to tangle that big grizzly bear. I'm like, God dang, he boy.
Yeah, but I mean, how many years does he have left? 3 or 4 years?
He's like a little bit older than me.
Isn't he like 38?
He's like 39.
Oh, that's young in wrestling.
Gunther?
That's young in wrestling.
Yeah, nowadays it is.
39 is
Like I said, you're looking at AJ Styles now. AJ Styles is the same age Hulk Hogan was when he joined the New World Order.
And AJ's
Look at
done.
94 Hogan and AJ now.
Yeah, but AJ's pretty much done now.
But still, look at. I mean, which one do you think looks younger? Hulk Hogan looked 60 when he was 30,
Yeah, he did.
and Arn Anderson graduated high school and he looked like he was the principal.
That's true.
I
The
love Arn
organization
Anderson.
is-
Don't get me wrong. Double swirl with it. You got Roman Reigns winning the Rumble. You seen him going after Punk. Did anybody else see him going after McIntyre, or did everybody know he was going to go after Punk?
I knew he was going to go after Punk.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Did anybody else think he was going to go for McIntyre? Or was Punk
No.
the obvious choice?
I think it was the obvious choice.
I mean, you can kind of tell.
Because we haven't seen it yet. I think that's something fresh.
It's a first-time Mania
That's
match.
something really fresh right
Is it
there.
really?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And CM Punk has never main evented a WrestleMania. That's one thing he's never done is main evented a WrestleMania.
Night 2.
Never.
There you go.
He
But
has
I-
been world champion.
Yeah,
He has been.
I just think I don't know. I think Drew McIntyre, and again, nothing against Drew. He's got the looks, he's got the ability, he's got all the intangibles. I just think that he just doesn't excite. I don't know. He's been one of those guys that have been around for so long that I just don't care. You know, I know he went away and he changed.
He's been around for almost 20 years.
Yeah, it's certain guys are just stale to me, and he's one guy for some reason that I just can't get behind. I can't watch. I don't know why, but I think a lot of people feel that way. I think WWE on the top of the card is really struggling, and I think sometimes they wait too long to push guys that are getting over that. Who's that? Oba? What's his name?
Obafemi.
Femi?
I think they go with him immediately because he's hot now,
Mhm.
and they always seem to do a slow burn with people, and it's like, why bother? You're wasting momentum. I think they need to take guys and speed up the process a little bit. I think their angles, everything is just so predictable. It's so
Right.
paint by numbers, and this has been a problem for a long time. I think with the WWE. So, again, you can't rely on the old guys anymore to come back and pop a rating or to pop some interest. Is there? Let me ask you this: other than Chris Jericho, who is well beyond his years, and I heard Jim Ross talking about this today too, that he was very surprised that he didn't make his appearance at the Royal Rumble. Do you see him as possibly coming in before WrestleMania, at WrestleMania, or at all?
Well, they keep saying that he's still under contract
Oh, he did.
with AEW. He's not. He hasn't.
Oh, he's still under. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't hear.
Yeah. If you
I
go
thought
on their,
his
go,
contract had expired.
he's on their website still as
But you always-
active wrestler.
That don't mean shit though. You know.
You
what I mean?
always see these surprise returns at the night after Mania. You always see these big moments happen the night
Yeah,
after
but
Mania.
You do, but are you going to waste it for waiting for? Are you not trying to get some interest watching? You know what I mean? Watching them wrestle, other than you know what I mean? Get a rating out of it.
It would have been cool.
But let's look at it this way. We've got CM Punk Roman Reigns for the first time, which that's going to generate some money because nobody has seen that match yet. We've seen them face off at each other. We've seen the Shield interactions back in 2015. Elimination Chamber. We've got so far qualified Randy Orton. Okay, like he said, we're leaning on our old guys again. How do we freshen this thing up? And who do we put against Drew McIntyre? And what do we do? Let's fantasy book this, so to speak. Let's say we're in the hot seat. We're in the boardroom. What do you do when you're booking this Elimination Chamber? You get 6 openings here. one shot. Who are you putting in those hot seats? Who are you putting in those other 5 spots? Because you already got Orton. Who are you putting in the other 5? Who are you having go into Mania against Scottish Psychopath? Justin, I'm going to start with you because you're the vet.
I have no idea. I don't even know who's like kind of up there that would be, what's Randy Orton doing right now?
That's the beauty of it. Mania season, you got these moments like the Rumble match.
I have,
where you
but I have no idea who's even like. It does no names pop into my head that.
I got one. I have one.
Okay.
Finn Balor.
Yeah. But
That
again,
I
it's
don't
like,
know why.
everything is like, Is that
It's not
gonna
gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Does anybody care?
Not
I'm
really.
being
I mean,
critical. He's great,
that's the problem today.
right? That's what I'm trying to say. That's the problem.
There's not a lot of guys to get emotionally invested in.
No,
The thing with Finn Balor is he's not even he's after Punk now, so he would not be in the picture. He's not in that title picture with Drew McIntyre anyway. So you just threw Finn Balor in. I don't know where you got him from. He's not in that picture. He's not even in the chamber, to be honest. I don't think so.
Now it's the time. If you're going to do something with him, it's the time to do it. I mean,
Yeah, but he's not on Raw. He's on SmackDown, I think. No, he's on Raw. Is what I'm saying.
when you can shake it up, though.
But
It's like right now, there's nobody I'm emotionally invested in. Justin's not emotionally invested in anybody right now watching the show. Steve, you know you're not emotionally invested in anybody. We're just watching it basically for
I
entertainment.
know, but he attacked Punk. He didn't attack Drew. He's trying to feud with Punk. Punk is the heavyweight champion. Drew's the WWE champion. He's not nowhere. He's not on Drew's radar right now. So why would you think he's going to be in the title picture with Drew when he's messing with Punk? Not even Drew.
Do we
That's what I'm
fantasy
saying.
look at combine the titles, or do we separate? Do we do
So you're
something like
fantasy
that?
looking like if he was on SmackDown, then I mean, 'cause he's
Yeah,
on Raw.
are we flip flop? Are we doing something like that?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
long term goal here?
Well,
Why are we doing
I think with the chamber they use 3 from each show. I
something
believe.
like that?
Yeah,
Something
so
like that.
I guess if that person wins the chamber, he's on SmackDown or he's on Raw, and he beats Drew at Mania, he becomes a SmackDown guy, I guess.
Right.
Maybe
Now, I
that's
see
what's gonna
Logan
happen.
Paul going into the chamber. I think they're going to put him in there. Simple fact is appearance factor. He's appealing to that younger demographic. That's why you've got
Right.
Logan Paul out there. I think they're trying to make him the next John Cena. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Logan Paul?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Are we trying
Not
to make
Cena.
him the next kid?
Maybe.
Superhero?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where their head is.
Do you
know?
feel like we're trying to make him heel?
I don't think Paul's going to be the next Cena. I think he's the next just him.
Right. I mean, but where is their thinking at? Because you have so much congestion at the top. You have so much at the top. You cannot have that. This is not 1998 Attitude Era. You cannot have this much congestion at the top.
I kind of hope they go to LA Knight.
Well, at least
I would
that's
love it.
fresh, You know?
We need something fresh. Something fresh needs to come along. Something fresh needs to happen. We need someone to, like Brock said, get up, get out, get over. But then again, like I asked you, Justin, how in the hell do you, when you're so micromanaged and the company is so minute by minute by minute by minute, how do you, in the words of Jim Ross, and again, I have nothing to say about Jim Ross. We both know Jim Ross, great man personally. How do you maximize your minutes when you are
Yeah.
given
It's rough.
zero margin to maximize them?
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. I don't know.
I mean, like you. Let's look at you. Let's look at you coming into WWE. When
Okay.
you came into WWE, when you came in from ECW to WWE, you'd go out and be you and do you.
Right.
And he let you be who you are and be the person you wanted to be on TV.
Correct.
Why? How was that change? How was that change?
I don't know. I really don't.
You go from that one, that freedom to being locked into a cage. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you cope with that? How do you say, okay, I've still got this audience, I've got this bigger platform, but I'm stuck in such a tiny box? How do I make myself in this tiny box get out to them? How do I reach out? How do you, given in that position, how do you overcome?
You really don't. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't. You really don't. It's something that you don't have much of a choice over. You know what I mean? I mean, people think you think they do, but
Right.
it's very hard. It's very hard to do that breakthrough, especially when it is so micromanaged. That's going to continue. Listen, I think they're doing fine. In their eyes, this is the deal. I think they're doing record business, right?
Mhm.
The board seems to be happy. Everybody's making money. The wrestlers are doing okay financially. Um, they're not losing people as far as the audience for the most part.
Right.
I don't think they really care about the fringe audience that talks about it on podcasts. To be honest, we may look at it with a bit, a different lens than some fans do, I guess.
Right.
That being said, I don't know. I don't know. I think there is. I think TNA is a little bit more exciting, something to look at. And even though I haven't seen a lot of their product, I would like. I would be curious actually to find out some of the numbers for their live shows. Does anybody know what those numbers look like?
I can look them up real quick. What are the ratings?
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
just
you can do
curious.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what they're drawing. What they're drawing in. I mean, we don't need to know like their gates or whatever, but let's get their attendance numbers. Let's see what they're looking at, like for their last pay per view.
I know their attendance has been decent, but I'm just curious about what their ratings are.
Yeah, now they're on AMC. They're on a major network. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a network deal. And this is what I was trying to explain to Steve the other day. You got guys, and I hate to bring up these three letters, but you got AEW, you got Tony Khan, you got unlimited money. You've got the gravy train rolling on biscuit wheels. We got Ted Turner Jr. Okay, he has AEW, he has Ring of Honor, he has Warner Brothers, he has TNT, he has TBS. Why can he not secure a time spot for Ring of Honor? Why are we just producing it on honorclub.com? Do we just not care about that brand that much anymore? Do we just not?
I don't think that's the case. I think I don't think it would draw. I think it's unfortunately there's nothing differentiate Ring of Honor to AEW. That's been their biggest problem there. Right? I don't think there's much difference with any of those guys, quite honestly. And I'm not trying to be harsh. I like the fact that AEW. I like the fact that they exist. I think it's great for the business. It's great for the boys. But I don't think I think once you've been on AEW programming, you're just one of very many guys that could wrestle. But I don't think there's that many guys there where anybody really cares about. I mean, you could tell by the numbers of the shows. I mean, AEW unfortunately is it's for a particular fan, and I mean it's no different than Ring of Honor. So why bother? You're just putting a different stamp on an AEW show. It's not really Ring of Honor.
I feel like AEW is geared toward more of that jaded Chikara, GCW, Gorilla.
It could be. It maybe should have been. But isn't that what AEW really is, anyways? That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I feel like AEW is for that fan.
Yeah, but
that wants that product.
You guys ready for the ratings?
Yeah, please.
TNA does about 200,000 to 350,000 a week.
Okay.
So 0.05. Now Raw on February 9th.
Is that the 18 to 49?
Yeah, that's the 18 to 49 demographic.
I can tell you the demographic in 1 second. I have it pulled up right here. So it looks like the 18 to 49 is it says 0.05. 0.05.
Okay.
Basically. So February 5th, they did 241,000 from the 18 to 49, just like Justin mentioned. So,
right.
That's not bad.
It's not bad for a small company,
No. Considering in the world we live in, the ratings are different now than they were then. We're not looking at 2.5, 3.5. It's like you're never going to see that again because the world is streaming, like where we're at right now. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
world has changed completely, but it still holds a lot of value, obviously.
yes.
To be on a major network like that. I mean, that's great, and I think to me that's more exciting right now than what the WWE is doing. Really, you
They're
know,
doing about 3 million a week on Raw.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
You
they'll
know,
have a pulled up record.
and they have a lot of people that are working there. The Hardys are still there. They have some name value. They always will. Who else is with TNA right
We've got shit. We have
Is
Brian
Dolph Ziggler
Myers.
still?
We have Eddie Edwards. We have Swoggles still hanging around there. We've got the righteous Vincent and Dutch. Those guys, that's some definite future guys right there. We got Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards. Davey did do his little comeback thing. Dirty Dango just retired. We got Moose. We got Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, which was Nick Nemeth. So
now? Okay.
there's talent down there.
You
There's
got a lot
talent.
of talent. Oh, that's cool, man. To me that's more fun than watching WWE. I just think right now again, WWE just to me is like okay, I think they've been on autopilot for a long time. I don't see it changing until fans start to not choose.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening anytime soon. So it is what it is,
it's because AEW isn't really giving them anything like to compete against. To be honest,
there's
that's what it is.
unfortunately, look, not too long ago, man, Bill Brooks, CM Punk was putting 19,000 fans in Chicago for AEW, and those days are long gone. Which is great.
They can barely draw 3,000 now.
And again, I'm
When they chose Jungle Boy.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just CM Punk; it was the manner of everything that went down, and it continues to go down. I mean, you got guys like Bryan Danielson, you got guys like Cesaro, you got guys like Jon Moxley, you got guys like, I mean, there's so many guys down there. Just to me, it's all just, I don't know. It's just, I gave them so many chances, especially in the beginning. I was a huge champion of AEW, and it's just, I don't know.
I went to one of the live shows, episode 4,
Yeah.
the Pickle Rick, the Rick and Morty episode. If you remember that one, Charleston, West Virginia, I made the trip. I went up there. I went to that show, and then I went to the House of the Dragon show. I was at that one. I went to 2, not just 1. I went to 2.
Okay.
And I gave him a chance, and there was a significant difference between the work rate, between the talent, between the production, between the just overall morale that you could see as the wrestlers came out to perform from that first show that I went and seen to that last one. I'm just like, man, they're just here for the paycheck. They're just here for the money. Like Tony Khan's playing with his live action figures, and that's just what's going on right now.
It's not even that. It's a gymnastics show now. It's let me see who can do the highest flip. Let me see who can get hurt the quickest. It's basically that now. It's not even.
That's the cater to Dave Meltzer.
It's spot show.
It's cater to Meltzer. I mean, and that's what everybody's been doing for years. I mean, Brian Pillman, we all know Pillman was the one calling Meltzer in the early 90s every night. Doing that junk. I mean, that came out later on down the road. And I don't care who called Meltzer. I could care less. I don't care about the newsletters. Conrad subscribes to that, yarn spinning garbage that Meltzer and Alvarez have been doing in that
I have
California
never given
apartment.
a single penny. I will never give Meltzer a penny of my money. No, not even a penny.
There's no point.
No, I'd rather give it to. I'd rather
There's
throw
no
it to
point.
them.
I mean, the one thing I can say Hulk Hogan did right, besides creating NWO, Hulk Hogan took that dirt sheet, supposedly that dirt sheet, and it was right before Havoc in 95. He said, "This dirt sheet is a dinosaur. The internet's got the scoop. Observe this." And he threw it in the trash can and lit it on fire. Took that shot at Meltzer. And if you caught that, you're like, he did that. He did that. Okay. But it turned out, he was trying to debunk the fact that.
When was that?
It was right. It was the beginning of Havoc 95. Halloween Havoc 95, right at the beginning. We were trying to sell the fact that Macho did not have a bicep injury that was torn However, he continued to work and the bicep was torn. It really was screwed up. And it was kind of like, well, okay, kind of an oxymoron. But Hogan did have the balls to do it on live pay-per-view, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I do remember
It's
now.
kinda
He
cool stuff.
burnt the news. He
But
did do
Justin,
that. Yeah, I remember.
I've got
But the internet
yes,
wasn't the
and
internet back
Justin, a
then.
lot of people don't know this, but what was that?
The internet wasn't the internet back then. It wasn't what it is today.
What was that?
The internet
It
wasn't the
was
internet back
America
then.
Online back then. It was
Yeah.
America Online you had, or you had online with Prodigy at that time. It wasn't like in everybody's home. You remember what Prodigy was. You remember what America Online, MSN, you had that. You didn't have, Google. You didn't have just fire up your laptop and connect to Wi-Fi. I mean, we had modems, and dial-up was even in its infancy. I mean, you really had to get on. You really had to put in some work to get on.
Like to have a PC or a laptop back then was like,
You had the money. You had the internet in the house. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of That's Incredible. We got to thank our sponsors, Sin Bodie and his freak show, LJN Creations, for sponsoring this episode. Dustin, I know you've got your shameless plugs. Here's your chance. Plug them away.
Yeah, man. Just follow me on X, Instagram, and TikTok. All of them at PJ Polacco. YouTube, of course, where we have this. And a lot of other Pro Wrestling 101 style videos up on my channel. It's Justin Credible ECW. Check that out. And ProWrestlingTees.com/Justin Credible. I have like 20 designs. Go over there and check out Pro Wrestling Tees. That's it.
Absolutely. You guys can follow me at Fox Media. That is on Twitter, that as well as Instagram and YouTube, as well as follow That's Incredible Podcast on YouTube. We are also on Spotify now, in case you didn't know. You can stream us live on Spotify at work, at home, at the gym, wherever. And Steve, your shameless plugs before we roll?
I don't really have any, guys. I guess we'll continue this next week.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
Okay, as always. See
Peace.
you all next week, man.
Take care, my man. You have a good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I know you want it.